Hi, I'm Julie here at Green Acres Nursery and Supply, and this time it's all about October garden care tasks. This is a great month for finally harvesting your winter squash and your pumpkins, as well as doing some citrus care that's going to see all the difference for year-long success, and that final important push for putting in your major landscape trees and shrubs this month in October. So when it comes to pumpkins and winter squash, there are a few things that are more selfish with time and space than these guys. Some of these things you've been waiting 4, if not 5 months to be finally ready. To make sure that they're ripe and they're ready to be harvested, you're going to be looking for brown and dry vines, brown and dry stems, although sometimes the stems are still green and that's okay. And when you give it a nice solid thump, you hear a good hollow sound. For the harvesting, make sure that you're using clippers, never pull, because it's critical that you leave behind some of this stem. Not only is it awesome looking and you want to have it, without it you leave a chance, an opening for bacteria and decomposing little guys to get in there and break him down. These are long-term storage items, so we got to make sure to leave this on. After you harvest, give them a good wash, a light scrub, let them dry. Leave them outside in dappled sun, about 80 degrees, to finish that rind. Go ahead and store it for months. You put it in a cool, dark, well air circulated spot. Don't pile them up and don't have them touch. That's the key to having them last for months and months. So also in October, it's time to look at your citrus trees. Many of us remember from last summer that the branches of our fruit trees, they were starting to bend, maybe starting to crack, and maybe starting to break off entirely. And usually that's because there was too much fruit on there. Now's the time, if you haven't done it yet, to thin the fruit on your citrus because they're almost at full size. So you're going to go outside and you're going to look at that branch and you might start to see it bend like this. If you look at the end of the branch, you're going to see a whole lot of fruit. If any of that fruit is touching, one has to go. If any of the fruit is near to touching, you might need to take one out. If they're too close together, they won't become full size. So you've got to do some significant thinning, sometimes up to 50%, which hurts, I know. But the fruit that you have left behind is going to be bigger, better, and not have that risk of insect pests and disease. If you haven't yet, go ahead and give them one last feeding. This is the last month to do so until next February. And as you get closer to winter, you're going to start turning off your irrigation, but please leave it on for the citrus area. When freeze warnings happen, it's really important that the soil is not dry. When the soil is dry, the air travels really freely, it cools off really fast, and makes danger of frost a more significant concern. And just because I can have trouble, all of a sudden it's 4 o'clock, it's December, I find out it's going to be 27 degrees and I don't know where I left the frost cloth. The smaller and tinier and newer your citrus is, the more important it is to protect it with frost cloth. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and locate it, get it out from the back of the garage and put it where you can find it at the last minute. When it's October, this is a huge month for putting in your major landscape trees and shrubs, things that you're going to have for years, if not decades, because your soil is warm, you're going to have great root growth, you're going to have great top growth, and you're going to give that plant 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 months of prime growing time before it has to face the heat of next summer. So go ahead and put in those plants now. You're going to see a huge difference. For October, there's great things that you get to do. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them here at this video. Come in and see us. And of course, we're always available for you at idiggreenacres.com.